All right, so if your basement looks like this, don't worry, you can do something with it. This was mine when I moved in, and yeah, that it was kind of hard to, in the state that it was in there, it was hard to picture what it was going to become. But as you can see that by those lines, I kind of had a map of how I wanted to go about it, and I knew I wanted a bar down there and like a seating area. I wanted to block out the pipes and the water pipes and the hot water tank and the furnace. And I built some shelving. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the space exactly. I just wanted to make it livable with the 10 days that I had to move into the house. So I made it livable. There it is for, it was cool to sit down there, and it was like a wannabe party room / gym, which didn't really make sense. But where there's a will, there's a way. I dragged my gym equipment down the steps and put together this little gym area, and it worked. It still works great. But it looks a little different now, as you'll see soon. I kind of had an arsenal down there, and I didn't allow kids to be down there at the time. It was kind of like a glorified, like a second bedroom for myself / cardio area. I kept my clothes down there, but it was still a stinky, wet basement. It wasn't wet at all, but it was that the other side still looked like this. So I figured, since I had my own space here, and where I kind of had it the way I wanted, it was only fair for the wife to have her side and to be able to do whatever she wanted with it. She just basically told me what she wanted, and I just worked with her ideas and kind of just put everything together. I started with obviously cleaning up the floor. I had to run new water lines to move the washer across the room, and I also replaced that sink there with like a hair sink, which you'll see later. But yeah, I just kind of cleaned it up, and then I thought it was time to finally finish my side, and so I started once again by staining hundreds of boards and furring strips, and I wanted to hide those pipes. I kind of just went about this in a way where I kind of just went with it. I put some plastic barrier underneath that, but I wanted to leave it open so it could breathe. There's no mold in my basement, and there never has been. I don't want there to be, so I didn't want to really mess with. I ran some wiring for, some lighting and stuff, but I really didn't want to mess with like the moisture level down there or anything like that. And I messed around with the idea of possibly putting roll bricks in for like a fireplace, and then putting like an electric insert. And then I changed my mind on it. I refaced the shelving down there, and got a new TV. I still had to access. I want to be able to access the water turnoffs and gas turnoffs and all that stuff, some of the electricity. So I had to make some panels in the ceiling, and that wall that you just saw had to be it's removable with 2 screws. But yeah, it was beginning to look a little more livable. And believe it or not, this gym looks like a tight space, but it's plenty of room. I can use all this equipment totally fine, and I use it almost every day. The bar really needed fixed. I couldn't leave it like that and have the rest of the downstairs done. This is pretty self-explanatory. I really don't want to have to show every single step of this process, because it's really boring. You'd be watching me do this for the entire video, because that's all it is. I'm just hanging up furring strips and staining. But anybody could do this. It's so simple. I mean, this took me like, the original bar took about an hour just to like kind of whip up, and make sure it was level and everything. And then what I'm doing here took about 10 minutes. So, and obviously, it's not the greatest bar in the world. It's not worth thousands of dollars by any means, but it's exactly what I want. I mean, I want kind of something heavy duty. It doesn't need to look like a piece of furniture, but I'm ultimately gonna set it up and have a mini fridge up there and some other stuff to keep my prep meals in and stuff like that, and I can just keep my food down here. But yeah, that's finished product for about $10 it was about $20 in wood. Now, the bathroom is the most decrepit area. There was some mold back there because I used to shower back there every time I lifted, and it was just real convenient. It was like a junior high, shower after gym class. You just hop right in the showers, and I ultimately cleaned out all the mold, obviously, scraped everything off and bleached everything and repainted everything. And it's nice and ventilated down there, so I don't have a mold problem unless I use the water too much. So I thought to avoid that, I'm just gonna buy a built like a stand-up shower stall and just put it in its place and reroute the water lines up there. So yeah, let's just say this: building a 32-inch shower in a 34-inch space is like a really dumb idea. But this half of the basement that's finished product. I mean, everything's always a work in progress. Nothing's done. Like, nothing down here is done, but you can at least see what it looks like now. I mean, yeah, that was the original space. And every day something new gets added to one of these rooms, or something changes. I'm constantly like, I redecorate. Like, I have no idea how I even want it to look down here yet. But this is how I have it as of right now, to this date. That was that space. I still left that wall down there bare because that's going to get more moisture. That's the shower area back there, obviously, the bathroom. So I might finish it eventually. I just haven't really cared to because it's a gym. But I wanted this area to, be kind of cozy and, watch movies down here. And yeah, that space, it was kind of intimidating when I first looked at it. Like, I would have never imagined when I moved in that it would look like this. This is just completely unplanned, just, kind of go day by day. And however it turns out, it turns out. But yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of Evil Dead stuff. And the basement, probably, like I said, like, I don't even know if this is how I want to leave it decorated. Like, I don't know if I want it to be all horror themed, or all Evil Dead themed. I probably will change it up 100 different times. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of different hobbies, and I'm into a lot of different things. I don't want it to just be one thing. I might try to incorporate everything I do into that area. I have a bunch of stuff hidden under that couch too. I don't like to have things out, and that's part of the reason why I didn't tear out the bar either. I could have tore out the bar and put more seating over there, but I like to use that as storage. Another look at what that area used to look like, and then going into it now. This was all, really fun to do. None of this was, stressful outside of the bathroom area, which you're about to see, which you already saw. But it's just the bathroom area. It's not that it was hard or stressful to do. It was just trying to, build a house inside of a closet. It's a pain, trying to put that thing up with such limited amount of space. I couldn't even get to the back side of it, to screw things in, because you can't fit in between the wall and the shower. So I had to keep laying it down and crawling through like a tunnel. But, I'm happy with the result. Very simple, but, that it won't be moldy back here. There won't be any mold. It's clean, simple, and I can do everything that I need to do down here in this space. Well, thanks for watching.